Before we begin, I want to say this gently, not as a demand, not as a pitch, but if this podcast has supported you, if you keep finding yourself coming back, if something in your body settles when you listen, make sure you're following, subscribing, or saved wherever you're listening, not because of algorithms, but because this work builds over time. This season is designed to be listened to in a sequence. It's meant to layer, to repeat, to rewire. And staying connected matters for that. Now, let's arrive properly. Take a slow breath in through your nose and a long breath out through your mouth. Welcome to the Sacred Shit Show. This is season 4, and this season is called Sacred Living. And today we're talking about something that has been distorted in both the wellness world and the spiritual world, and that is food, nourishment, and the body. So let me say this clearly before we begin. This episode is not about dieting, it is not about restriction, it is not about purity, and it is not about moralizing food. Nourishment is not a moral performance, it is a nervous system relationship. And most people are trying to eat high vibration whilst their nervous system is in survival mode. And that does not work because the body cannot align whilst it feels unsafe. There's a quiet superiority in the spiritual spaces around food. Eat clean, eat light, eat raw, eat plant-based, avoid this, eliminate that. And the implication is always the same. If you just eat the right way, your frequency will rise. And that framing completely ignores the nervous system state. Because digestion is not just about what you eat. It's about whether your body feels safe enough to receive it. You can eat the most organic, expensive, high quality food in the world. And if your nervous system is in fight or flight, your body will struggle to digest it properly. Alignment does not begin with elimination. It begins with safety. High vibration is not about restriction. It's about sustainability. So let's ground this in a biological way. Your digestion functions optimally in a parasympathetic state, which is rest and digest, not rushed, multitasking, stressed, emotionally activated, or overstimulated. If you eat while bracing, your body prioritizes survival over digestion. The blood flow shifts, the enzymes reduce, and the absorption changes. And then we blame the food. But the issue was safety all along. Sacred living means asking, is my body ready to receive? Not, is this food spiritually superior? Let's talk about something that gets ignored in spiritual conversations, which is your blood sugar, because unstable blood sugar can feel like anxiety, irritability, brain fog, emotional volatility, sudden fatigue, and urgency. But most people often spiritualize those sensations. But sometimes your nervous system just needs fuel. Because alignment is impossible when your body is underfed or unstable. Balanced nourishment supports steadier mood, clearer thinking, reduced cortisol spikes, and better emotional regulation. That's not unspiritual, that's intelligent. And let's bring that intelligent support in with supplements, herbs. They're not shortcuts, they are support structures, For example, adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha, reishi, and holy basil, they support stress modulation. Minerals like magnesium, zinc, and electrolytes support nervous system regulation and muscular relaxation. And medicinal mushrooms like lion's mane, cordyceps, and chaga support cognitive clarity and energy resilience. But here's the key: no supplement can override chronic dysregulation. They amplify what's already happening. Sacred nourishment is not, I'll take this pill and fix myself. It is, I will support my body whilst I create safety. And that order matters, because food has been used as control, punishment, reward, numbing, and identity. But sacred living reclaims it as safety, not perfection, not purity, safety. A regulated body eats differently than a dysregulated one, not because it's superior, because it's stable. Nourishment becomes intuitive when the nervous system feels safe. But let's slow this down for a second. So if you feel safe, place one hand on your stomach and take a slow breath. Notice what your body feels right now. Hungry, full, neutral, tight, relaxed. No judgment, just information. Now ask yourself gently, what would support my body today? Not what looks good, not what sounds spiritual, but what feels steady. That is vibrational alignment, not intensity, steadiness. So let's recap on what we've built so far. High vibration is not restriction. Digestion requires safety. Blood sugar affects emotional regulation. Supplements support, they don't replace regulation. Nourishment is safety, not control. In the next part of this episode, we're going to go deeper into emotional eating without shame, hunger cues and trauma responses, rebuilding trust with the body, and creating nourishment routines that survive real life. We'll take one slow breath. Your body is not the problem. It is the home. And for now, we're going to take a short break and hear from Herbal Moonbeam.
Dear listener, it's me, Herbal Moonbeam, guardian of the green, listener to the wisdom that lives in bodies, and your gentle guide here at the Strange Apothecary. While our host steps away to tend her tea, let me settle beside you for a moment. Have you felt it lately? That deep, steady fatigue that rest alone doesn't touch. The sense that your body has slowed the pace, not because you failed, but because it needed safety more than speed. When the body hits the brakes, it isn't rebellion, it's intelligence. And that low hum inside you, the one whispering there must be another way to live, isn't dissatisfaction, it's memory. This is where the Sacred Portal opens. The Sacred Portal is a 6-month group-held multidimensional healing journey for those who are done trying to heal in isolation and done being told they should already be over it. Together, over 6 months, we move slowly and deliberately through the 5 layers that shape your lived experience: body, mind, energy, soul, and spirit. Not to ascend out of life, but to finally feel safe inside it. Inside the portal, there is no fixing, no pressure to perform healing the right way, no bypassing the body in favour of insight. Instead, we work with somatic rituals that teach your nervous system it no longer has to stay on guard, subconscious patterning that softens survival without ripping it away, energy work that clears what never belonged to you, and soul remembrance that doesn't hype you up, it settles you back into This container is held as one group, one path, one shared rhythm. Because healing doesn't happen through hierarchy, it happens through safety, witnessing, and regulation in relationship. The sacred portal isn't for those chasing a better version of themselves, it's for those ready to stop leaving themselves behind. The portal is now open for enrolment. One path, one group, 6 months of being held in a way most systems never taught you was possible. And because we honour the land that carries us, every enrolment plants a tree, rooting your healing into something living. And so if your body feels quieter as you listen, if something in you has softened instead of tensed, that's not coincidence. You already recognise this pace. Visit thesacredportal.co.uk or follow the link waiting for you in the show notes. The Sacred Portal. You were never broken, your system was protecting you. Now then, sweet soul, my wings are beginning to shimmer, which means it's time to drift gently back into your journey.
Thank you, Herbal. Now, before we go any further, let's gently reorient. If you're still with me, soften your jaw. And if you're returning later, welcome back. Now take one slow breath through your nose and a longer breath out of your mouth. There's nothing to fix, nothing to improve. We're simply continuing. We cannot talk about nourishment without talking about emotion, because food has been many things for many of us. Comfort, control, distraction, reward, relief. And here's the part that we need to say clearly. Emotional eating is not weakness. It is regulation. It's just not always sustainable regulation. When the nervous system feels overwhelmed, it looks for grounding. And that can happen in food as it increases dopamine, it can increase serotonin, creates a physical sensation, and it slows us down. That's not stupidity, it's biology. And the issue isn't that you've reached for food. The issue is that your nervous system didn't have enough safe alternatives. Sacred living does not shame emotional eating. It expands your regulation options. If food has been one of the only safe things in your life at times, that deserves compassion, not criticism. Trauma and chronic stress can disrupt hunger cues. Some people lose appetite when stressed. Some people feel constant hunger. Some swing between the two. And it's not because of lack of discipline. It's the nervous system dysregulation. When the body lives in fight or flight long enough, it stops trusting the internal signs, which means sacred nourishment sometimes becomes the structure. Not rigid structure, gentle, predictable nourishment windows. Because sustainability rebuilds trust. You are not meant to intuitively eat whilst you're dysregulated. You stabilize first. Then intuition returns. There's another layer here that we do need to address. Food as identity. That I eat this way, I don't eat that, this is high frequency, that is low vibration. When food becomes identity, it becomes fragile. Because life changes, bodies change. We need change. Sacred living is adaptive. It allows for seasonal shifts, hormonal changes, stress fluctuations, and life phases. Because alignment is not rigid, it is responsive. And the most regulated nervous systems are not the strictest. They are the most flexible. If your body needs grounding, it may not want lightness. If your body needs energy, it may not want restriction. Listening is sacred. Rigidity is not. Now let's go back to the intelligent support, because supplements are not about optimization, they are about capacity. For example, magnesium can support muscular relaxation and stress response. Adaptogens can buffer cortisol spikes. Medicinal mushrooms can support cognitive resilience and immune modulation. And electrolytes can stable hydration and nervous system signaling. But none of these replace rest, predictable meals, stable blood sugar, emotional safety. They work best when they're layered into stability, because sacred nourishment is synergy, not substitution. Now, let's anchor this into your body. Place one hand on your stomach if it feels safe to do so, and take one slow breath. Notice the sensation under your hand, not whether it's good or bad, just the sensation. Now gently ask, what does my body need more of? Energy, warmth, hydration, consistency, gentleness. There is no perfect answer. There is only response. Sacred nourishment is response, not control. And vibrational alignment is not about floating higher, it's about stabilizing lower, with stable blood sugar, stable hydration, stable rhythm, and a stable nervous system. That stability creates clarity, and clarity feels like alignment. You do not need to purify yourself into alignment. You don't need to nourish yourself into steadiness. Steadiness is sacred. If this way of working resonates with you, grounded, nervous system first, practical, you do not have to do it alone. Inside the Sacred Shit Show membership, this becomes lived. Daily regulation prompts, nervous system support, community that understands real life, and practices that build slowly and sustainably. It's where sacred living becomes rhythm. You'll find the link wherever you're listening. There's no pressure. Just open the door. And tomorrow, the spoken word imprint will be released. This imprint is designed to help your body settle around nourishment, to soften the shame, to stabilize in safety, and to let repetition do the work. Listen once, or let it play quietly throughout the week. This episode was the understanding. The imprint is the settling. Now take one final slow breath. Your body is not the enemy, it is the instrument. And I'll see you tomorrow inside the imprint.